Hello and welcome to another episode of GOA365's Story Behind This Story. I am Glenn Costa and with me is a panel which I will introduce a little later. First, the topic. The topic is the Govind Gaude, what he has spoken over the past, before, while he was a minister, and then after a minister, has created a lot of ripples in the in Goa's political scenario. To discuss this, what has happened, the timeline, how it happened, why it happened, and then what could be the possible repercussions in the assembly elections. I have a panel with me, a very senior panel, a very representative panel, so as to say, starting off with our very own Viraj Bab Naik, cephalogist. Viraj Bab, welcome to our show. Dakubab Madkekar, BJP spokesman. Dakubab, welcome to our show. And also a very senior tribal leader also, Dakubab. Ramambab Kandkonkar, a tribal leader, activist, but more recent. Dakubab is a very senior man. Francis Bab Coelho, he is AAP General Secretary, but he also was part of that Kala Academy issue, that Kala Rakarman, which was which was against the whole issue when that Kala Academy thing happened, when there was a lot of whatever XYZ in that issue. Francis Bab, welcome to our show. And last but not the least, my good friend Siddharth Bab Samant, advocate and a member of Civic Society. Viraj Bab, amka sang ata, kite exactly the issue? You are the only non-political, non-affiliated, you are affiliated to 365. So give us a general breakdown of kite exactly. What is the scene? Govind Gaude, the Shivaji, Govind Gaude, the politician, Govind Gaude, the tribal leader, Govind Gaude, now the former leader. And a good friend of mine, by the way, just to, as a disclaimer.
Yeah, so Govind Gaude is a multi-talented person. He's an artist. He is also an excellent orator. He has risen through fighting for causes, be it the tribal Uta agitation and others. He was even incarcerated during that agitation for a prolonged period of time. So he's someone who has come into politics the hard way, and you have respect for such kind of people. But I think his major undoing was the transition. So transition from an activist opposition voice to that of a minister, a constitutional post, in terms of demeanor is what I think cost him. So as an activist, you can speak freely, criticize in the public, but once you become a minister, you have to be much more responsible, measured in your approach. You have to use the proper channels. So if he had any issues with the tribal department, he could have just spoken to the chief minister. He could have spoken it out in the cabinet. The cabinet meets, I think, almost twice a month or so. So he could have brought that thing up in the meeting or spoken to the party. So there were various means in which he could have expressed his disappointment or whatever that he wanted to convey. But doing it in a public forum, being a minister speaking against the government is like you are speaking against yourself. So I think that is something which cost him. If you also look at his record, he was a minister since 2017. So first term was okay because Parrikar was not well for a year and a half, then COVID came. During the second term, there were many incidences. One is your Kala Academy fiasco. I'll not speak much about it because our panel will discuss it in detail. They are more suited to that discussion, being more involved in that. Second was his audio clip that went viral, where he abused the director of tribal welfare. Third is the national games. Even in the national games, only when the chief minister intervened and he personally started monitoring the situation, things started moving, and then Goa was able to pull the national games off. So there have been instances, and I think Dr. Ramgala Sadas Manta, boy must be disciplined. I think that disciplinary action came a little too late. Chief Minister was very lenient initially, and it should have happened earlier. Also, there's a small learning curve even for the Chief Minister. He was too lenient, and now he kind of has to pay the price for his, in the sense that Govind Gaude is now trying to project that he was victimized for raising a voice. So this is the background. We'll come to the impact, what impact it will have on the election in the later part of this show.
Thanks, Viraj Bab. Raghu Bab, आता Viraj Baban किते म्हणला ते correct. Now Govind Bab activist आशिल्लो. मागीर from activist तो पॉलिटिशियन जालो, मागीर फ्रॉम पॉलिटिशियन तो मिनिस्टर जालो. बट हे कितें जालें तें मातशें कितें म्हणटा बॅड टेस्ट कशें न्हू, ते इतले कशें सडनली हे सगळें चलतालें बरें चलतालें. ही वॉज सिनियर तुमचो लायक सारको वन ऑफ द एक्टिविस्ट लिडर आशिल्लो, आनी मागीर हे लेवलार पावपाक एज अ पार्टी येस बिकॉज ही इज इन द बीजेपी पार्टी, मिनिस्टर तो बीजेपीचो, एंड एज एन एक्टिविस्ट मातशें कशें वायट दिसता न्हू हें पळोवपाक, इतले कशें हें जालें तें.
गोविंद गावडे खऱ्यांनीच कलाकार, एक बरो कलाकार, बरो हुशार, सगळे तेज्या आंगान गुण आसा. पण तो राजकारणान केन्ना पावलो, कसो पावलो, आनीक तेका ते सुरवातीक पासून कोणी तेका पुश केलो म्हणजे सपोर्ट कोणी केलो, खंयच्या आदाराचेर तो कसो पावलो, ह्यो कांय गोश्टी जो मनीस सकयल्यान वयर येता, जो मनीस गरिबींतल्यान वयर येता, एका सगळ्यो मुळाच्यो आनी सकल्यो गरीबपणाच्यो सगळ्यो आठवणी आसपाक जाय, आनी ते करता आसतना तो तसो स्टेप्स बाय स्टेप्स फुडें वचपाक जाय. पण तेजे राजकारणान तो भितर सरल्या उपरांत 2017 तेका मनोहरबाई आनी एक बरो आमच्या समाजाचो बरो एक लिडर हांकां मध्यस्थी धरूनच भारतीय जनता पक्षान 17च्या निवडणुकेक सपोर्ट केलो, निवडूनय हाडलो, एक रोखडोच इंडिपेंडंट येवन सुद्दां मंत्री केलो. आज ह्यो सगळ्यो गोश्टी तेणी लक्षान दवरूंक जाय. आनी 22 तो परत निवडून येयलो, टिकेट दिली, निवडून येयलो आनी मंत्री म्हणून आसा. आनी तो सदांच सांगता की आपले आनी डॉक्टर प्रमोद सावंत मुख्यमंत्र्याचे बरे संबंध आसा, बरो आपलो फ्रेंड, हे सगळ्यो गोश्टी करता आसतना ज्यो आतां एक म्हयनेभरान तेजी जी वक्तव्यां आसा ती खंयच्यान सुचली आनी खंय पर्यंत तो आतां कसो वाळत केलो हे आमी चिंतता. की आमी तेका पयलीं आमच्या हेतून उठान जॉयन जाता आसतना 2008 आमकां खूब उमेद जातली, एक बरो हुशार आनी हो आमचे मदीं येयलो जाल्यार एक खूब आदार जातलो. त्या टायमार रमेश तवडकर, वासुदेव मेंगांवकर, प्रकाश वेळीप, नामदेव फातर्पेकर उठा संघटनेले खूब लोकांनी तेका आदारूय दिलो आनी तेजो फायदो बी तेका जालो. पण तो हळू तो ते सगळें विसरत गेलो आनी म्हाका कळना एक अशें कशें जालें काय म्हणून आमी चिंतता. 2025 गेल्या वर्सा 24 एका लास्ट मे हेच भाशेन तो एक ऑफिसरांचेरूय उलयलो. पण आमी तेजे कडेन तशी अपेक्षाच करना. अजुनूय म्हाज्या सारको मनीस तेका म्हणटा की आमच्या समाजाचो एक बरो हुशार मनीस आनी बरो रावचो. आज पार्टी तेका बरो सपोर्ट करता, CM तेका बरो सपोर्ट करता आसतना तो अशे तरेन कित्याक उलयता, कित्याक आमी हें करता. आतां आमच्या हेणें म्हटलें तुमी नांव तुमचें विराज बाबान की आमी डिले केलो, लेट केलो तेगेर एक्शन घेवपाक. एक खुबश्यो गोश्टी विचार करूनच हो डिले जाला. पण कांय तरांत लोकांचे जे व्यू येताले तेंचे बद्दल पार्टी तितूंतल्यान थोडे पार्टीक वायट जाताले, तेका लागून थोडे लेट जावं पूण तेगेर तो निर्णयय घेतलेलो आसा, ते डिसिजनय जाल्लें आसा. पण म्हाज्या इतल्यान एक समाज बांदव आनी एक हुशार मनीस भारतीय जनता पक्षान तो आतां आमदार म्हणून आसा जाल्यार तेणी थोडो ते शांतपणान विचार करून हे केल्ले म्हाका दिसता बरें. तो विकसीत भारत 2024 नरेंद्र मोदीचें स्वप्न पुराय करपाक लागून आपलो सपोर्ट आसा म्हणटा आसतनाच परत मिडिया मार्फत येता आनी परत अध्यक्षांचेर मुख्यमंत्र्याचेर उलयता. हेतून कितें तरी दुबाव लागता. वो कोणाच्या सांगण्यान उलयता काय कसो हें करता, तेका लागून तेणी शांतपणान बसोन खूब वेळ घेवन बरे लोकांचो एडवायस घेवन शांतपणान विचार करून पार्टीन रावल्लो बरो. पार्टी अजुनूय तेका सहमती दिता म्हणजे अर्थ तेका पाशेस काडटा. एक गोश्टीचेर फुडें तो वाळत वचपाक जायना.
बट दाखोवप गोविंदाचे आमी संभव केन्ना मीन्स पळयता तो पासियस म्हणजे गोविंदाक ना ते तुमी आय थिंक तुमी जाणातले ते दॅट इज नॉट हिज नेचर.
जरी तशी वृत्ती असली सुद्धा जाल्यार एक पॉलिटिशियन लोकप्रतिनिधी लोकांक कशें सोबोंक जाय त्या प्रमाणे तेणी वागपाक जाय. आनी हें दवरप हें खरेंच पॉलिटिशियनाचें एक इम्पॉर्टंट एक पार्ट आसा. जो मनीस राजकारणान येता, लोकप्रतिनिधी निवडून येता तेन्ना लोकांचे चड पाशेस लोकां कडेन काडपाक जाय. सगळेच लोक तेडे कामाक येता आसतले, कसले इतल्यान येता आसतले ताका परते तेणे दिता आसतना सुद्दां शब्द सांबाळून दिवप आसता कार्यकर्त्यांक सुद्दां मान तितकोच दिवपा जाय
ते मानपाक राव बाब बिफोर वी गो फॉर अ ब्रेक हांवें कितें म्हणलां तेजेरूच म्हाका गोविंद बाब आमी वळखता फ्रॉम ए लॉंग टायम डाकू बाबूय वळखता तुमी वळखता आमी वळखता फ्रॉम रायट फ्रॉम एज्युटेशन पेशन्स इज नॉट ही स्ट्रॉंग पॉयंट तो पासियन्स म्हणून तो आनी तो उलयता टाक करून रायट ऑर रॉंग हेजेर मातशें बिफोर वी गोइंग फॉर अ ब्रेक देन यू कॅन स्टार्ट दीस आफ्टर द ब्रेक
म्हाका दिसता की गोविंदाचो एटिट्यूड जो आसा पळय तो रायट फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग तर तो पळयता इट इज सेम इट इज नथिंग डिफरंट
चेंज जावन
ओके पण एक गजाल अंडरस्टँड करपाक जाय की हांव हो एपिसोड जो पळयतालो तेन्ना म्हाका एक क्लियर कट नजरिया दिश्टी पडटा आनी ती खंयची पॉलिटिकल पार्टीची एक स्ट्रॅटेजी वेल स्ट्रॅटेजीकडून बीजेपी एक पॉलिटिकल पार्टी अशी आसा जी तांची स्ट्रॅटेजी पयलींच थारायल्ली आसतात 2022 इलेक्शन कशें जिखले तें पयलींच थारायल्लें डिव्हिजन वोट्स हें करपाचें आतां सद्या प्रेझेंटली बीजेपी पार्टी इतली इज नॉट अ फूल टू रिमूव गोविंद गावडे ऑन रेव्होल्युशन डे 18 जून BJP party is not a fool to remove Govind Gaude as a minister on 18 जून 2022 पयलीं आमी रेव्होल्युशन बरें पळयलें आनी कशें करून 21 सीट निवडून हाडले बीजेपीन तेंय पळयलें आनी आतां आमी पळोवपाक आतां प्रेझेंटली पळोवपाचें आसा 27 अशें म्हाका दिसता की सद्या 2027 पर्यंत पॉलिटिकल रिजर्वेशन हें जायना कित्याक लागून जायना बिकॉज तुका प्रोसेस फॉलो करपाक 1.5 वर्स लागता आनी आमी लास्ट मिनिमम 1.5 वर्स लागता आनी 6 म्हयने पयलीं हें डिक्लेअर जावचें आसता खंयचे कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट लागच्या पयलीं 6 म्हयने पयलीं कित्याक प्रिपरेशन जाय इलेक्शनाक सो आयज कितली वर्स हें उरलें आहा तें पयलीं फायंड आउट कर 2 वर्सां सुद्दां उरलेलीं ना सो मेन इम्पॉर्टंट कितें अंडरस्टँड कर पॉलिटिकल रिजर्वेशन 24 दिता म्हणून सांगलें पेडे बीन खावयले मडगांवां आनी दिले ना आता जिलेबो घेऊन येवपाक जाय जाल्यार कोण तरी दुसरो मनीस जाय नो दॅट्स व्हॉट आय एम ट्रायिंग टू ब्रिंग इन द पिक्चर सद्या जे लोक बेजारलेले आसा आनी फुडें बेजारपाचे आसा बीजेपीचेर जे बीजेपी कडेन आहा ते आसतले एक लिडर चावडकर आनी बाकीचे जे तेंचे ग्रुप आहा ते जे बेजारलेले आसतले तांकां एक हिरो जाय आनी फुडलो 27 हिरो क्रांती दिसा जो बीजेपीन तेका काढला पळय आता तेका फक्त मिनिस्ट्रींतल्यान काढला एक मिनिट लेट मी कंप्लीट नो इट इज नॉट अ कन्फ्युजन दॅट्स व्हॉट आता 27 इलेक्शनाक पयलीं सद्या प्रेझेंटली जितले लोक एसटी बेजार जाल्ले आसात आता हे बेजार जाल्ले लोक खंय वचपाक जाय लास्ट टाइम त्या मेजॉरिटी आरजी कडेन गेले आता हे रिटेन जे जावपाक जाय यू डोंट बी सरप्राइज that after some time Govind Gaude will be removed from the party also and he will form a political party which is going to form on the basis of Viraj. no listen because आयच्या दिसा एसटी लोक बेजार जाल्ले आसा आनी आयच्या दिसा एसटी लोकांक दुसरो ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी दिसली ना कित्याक मेन इम्पॉर्टंट कित्याक वी डू नॉट हॅव एनी सिंगल लीडर
वी हॅव टू गो इन फॉर अ exactly you come up this is a very important point on this point we will go in for a break and we will you start in the next session. Keep watching. It's a very very important point now. this is I don't know. I always say that my good friend Soter is a conspiracy theorist, but Rama is like he's taken the cake. Keep watching Goa 365. वेलकम बॅक या रामा बाब तुम्ही कितें म्हणटाले वी गॉट इट आता मातशें प्लीज इलॅबोरेट कितें म्हणटाले
सो इलॅबोरेट इन अ सेन्स व्हेरी क्लियर आसा सद्या एट प्रेझेंट एसटी कम्युनिटी आहा पळय उतावळमळ आसा
could possibly go to the opposition
yeah it could possibly go to the opposition and the largest opposition BJP do not want
लोकसभान तशें जाला बाय
exactly so BJP do not want it go to the larger opposition so it will dent them सो तांकां सिस्टमॅटिकली ते पॉलिटिकल पार्टी प्लांट करता फोडटा सगळें करता आयच्या दिसा एक्चुअली पळोवपाक गेल्यार बारीक अंडरस्टँड करपाची गरज आसा बीजेपी वॉन्ट्स टू बिकम द स्ट्रॉंगेस्ट पार्टी बाय टेकिंग एक्झॅक्टली सो बाय टेकिंग द पीपल हुएवर इट इज आता एका सायडीन ढवळीकर आसा म्हळ्यार ते एमजीपी आसा आनी ढवळीकराचे आनी गोविंदाचे पटना सद्या ढवळीकराची गरज आहा जाणून बाजून सुद्धा बीजेपी त्याच्या अगेन्स्ट कॅन्डिडेट घालूंक शकना पण गोविंद जेन्ना इंडिपेंडंटली वयतलो तेन्ना ढवळीकराक काबार करपाक ढवळीकराक सोंपोवपाक पॉसिबिलिटी आसतली नंबर 1 नंबर 2 आतां सध्या प्रेझेंटली जितले एसटी लोक जे बेजार जाल्ले आसा ते खंय तरी वचपाक जाय. ओपोनंटा कडेन लिडर ना, लिडरशीप ना. आयज ते बेजार जावन कोणाकडे तरी वचपाक जाय आनी तो म्हणटा तो फेस आसूं शकता गोविंद गावडे. आतां तुमकां एक गजाल अंडरस्टँड कर, फुडल्या 27 तांकां मेजॉरिटी येवतली म्हणून तांकां कॉन्फिडन्स ना. पयली गजाल हो एसटी विल बी अ डिसिजन मेकिंग इन 2027 इलेक्शन बिकॉज नन ऑफ देअर इश्यूज आर रिझॉल्वड. द हीट इज गांवांनी लोकांचो आवाज जाता आनी पॉलिटिकल रिजर्वेशन हो सगळ्यांत मोठो मुद्दो आशिल्लो. जो साऊथ गोवा सीट जो आहा पळय जो डायरेक्टली ओपन कॅप्टनाक एडवांटेज मेळ्ळी ताजी आनी आतां फुडल्या 27 तर ते दिना जाल्यार तांकां डायवर्ट करपाक दुसरो कितें तरी हाडचेंच पडटलें आनी ते तर हाडिना जाल्यार तांकां व्हडलो इम्पॅक्ट जातलो आनी हो इम्पॅक्ट रिटेन करपाक गोविंद आनी हो जो आसा प्रमोद दे आर व्हेरी गुड फ्रेंड्स. सो classmates. So this could be a very well planned strategy like for example just give me like एक मनीस मायकल बाब लोबो तो देवाकडे रावलो सगळे रावलो तो बीजेपीकडल्यान बीजेपीक कितें कितें म्हणून भायर सरलो सोपूत घेतलो काँग्रेसी कडेन आनी भायर सरून लोकांक दाखयलें की आपूण खरें न्ही बीजेपी अगेन्स्ट आहा म्हणून आनी मागीर येता आसतना पोटल्यो घेवन म्हणल्यार सॉरी 8 जाण घेवन परत येयलो परत म्हणल्यार आनी त्या दिसा बर्थडे दिसा रेव्होल्युशन डे दिसा बर्थडे त्याचा एक स्टेटमेंट सीएमाचो आसा. मायकलाची कला म्हणपा लागलो की एकटो वयता आनी 8 जाणां घेवन वयता. मायकलाची कला न्हू ही बीजेपी पार्टीची कला.
Francis Bob now he's I don't know. I'm not even going to go any further. तुम्ही माचे बोला.
See, I'd like to start by saying that
you agree or disagree first with the.
No, I don't disagree with what Rama is saying because Rama has a point. The BJP is a very, very conniving party, and they have known
strategies. Yeah, conniving किती म्हणतात.
Yeah, they have known to be doing these kind of things where they will launch or fuel a new political party so that votes get split and this happens, and they have always done some gochi with the ST votes, always, to swing them one way or the other so that the election is won in their favor. The ST community has always been used, or rather misused, and their votes have been misused so that the BJP comes to power. That is the point number one. As far as what Govind Gaude said and what Govind Gaude did, I was watching an interview of Govind Gaude yesterday where he's given an interview to a journalist which is on TV and on digital, and in that interview he says that now he claims, which we have been saying, Francis Coelho, Kala Academy, Kala Rakhondman, all the artists have been saying that the PWD has the number one blame for the mess at Kala Academy.
They constructed it.
Yeah, they constructed it.
Correct.
Right? In that interview yesterday, Govind Gaude is now saying that ever since Kala Academy renovation started, I was going over there, I was bringing it to the notice of the CM, I was bringing it to the notice of the PWD minister, and in fact, before the slab collapsed, I was telling the PWD that the work is not being done properly. And when the slab collapsed, it seems he went to the CM and told the CM that there are a lot of problems over there, and the CM, it seems, told Govind Gaude to be quiet on the subject matter.
He's on record.
He's on record. He's on record saying this. Now see, either Govind Gaude is lying that time or he's lying now, or he's lying both the times. There's no honesty in anything that he does, right? But we believe that there is honesty in the fact that he has told the CM, he has told the then PWD minister, and he was not the one who took the decision to give that work on nomination basis. He did not say don't follow a tender process. The decision to give it on nomination basis was done by the PWD minister. The then PWD minister was Nilesh Kabral. So why was Govind Gaude then shielding Nilesh Kabral at that time? Okay. Another thing is, Govind Gaude has said that some journalists claim that he has been at the forefront and taken borne the brunt of the whole Kala Academy issue and took it, shielded everybody and all that. That is his foolishness, no? He shouldn't have done that. And now that he is not, when he was there, when he was part of that same cabinet, he was shielding the entire cabinet that has done fraud. Art and Culture Department has fraudulently done it. PWD has fraudulently done it. The Chief Minister is party to it. He was shielding all of them. Now that he's been dropped from the cabinet, he's now saying that the PWD minister was wrong. So CM knew about it and CM told him to keep quiet about it. See, at the end of the day, the BJP is playing these games amongst themselves. Who is suffering? The Goan people are suffering. Kala Academy now again, when they try to correct the wrongs, again will be shut. The artists don't have a place to do their tiyats. The artists don't have a place to do their nataks. And art and culture, our Goan culture, which is at the soul of Goa, is suffering because of this ministry.
What about money?
Money is a different
So
thing
much
altogether.
money is spent, yeah.
The same thing is happening with, for example, the river navigation department. Yesterday, the river navigation minister has said that maka chiller ye dila manan chiller portfolio. I just want to tell that river navigation department and that minister, Mr. Faldesai, that 1.5 to 2 lakh people on an average, sometime or the other, use those river ferries. I have used it. I've taken my car and gone into that ferry. Okay. Right? So 1.5 lakh Goans are chiller people for him, and our lives are chiller. So whether it's Govind Gaude, and now they are fighting about Govind Gaude chor or Govind Gaude boronan, आमकां पडलेलें ना गोविंद गावडेय चोर, प्रमोद सावंतय चोर, आनी आख्खी बीजेपी सरकारूच चोर. तांकां आमचे रिवर्स एंड बोट्स एंड फेरीजांचे पडलेलें ना, कला अकॅडमीचे पडलें, फकत पयशे चोरपाचे आनी मागीर आमकां चिल्लर म्हणपाचे. This is the entire game of the BJP.
I think he shifted that chiller. He was talking about chiller ministry, not chiller.
Yeah, because चड पयशे ना न्हू, व्हडलो कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट ना न्हू, हे लोकांक सर्व
करपाचे. रो फेरी काडल्या मग.
Maybe he is aiming for TCP like व्हडलें स्वप्न आहा तेजें.
I will ask Dodor Bab, you answer to him what Francis Bab is saying.
Since the topic is about
I know, but he reached the rivers. Yeah.
No, so that's a topic for some other time. But as far as, let us talk about Govind Gaude first. As far as Govind Gaude is concerned, as an activist that he has worked for his community is a point well received. There is no doubt about it. तळागळ्यातल्यान सारको वयर तो सल्ला ते point well received. Nobody says anything about it. We are on his breach of propriety. तू स्वतः आधी पहिली गोष्ट म्हणजे whichever ministry you have headed, तातून पहिली गोष्ट म्हणजे सदांच कॉन्ट्रोवर्सी जाता. स्पोर्ट्स म्हणून जाल्यार स्पोर्ट्स गेम कंडक्ट करता आसतना कॉन्ट्रोवर्सी जाल्ली. पीपल न्यूज चॅनल्स have broadcasted news where 9 or 10 bananas were supposed to be given to this, only 8 were given, 3 were being swallowed by somebody else. These are I am quoting newspaper and TV debates on the some eggs were supposed to be given to sportsmen, that खंयचे रिफर्मिशमेंट ऑफ स्टेडियम तातून सगळे मेस जाले म्हणून ताचे करप्शनाचे एलिगेशन जाला. कला अकॅडमी हातान घातलो जाल्यार तातून नॅशनल गेम्स जाल्यार तातून हे जाल्ले आसा. सो वेर एवर विच एवर इज हीज मिनिस्ट्री देर हॅज बीन सम ऑर द अदर कॉन्ट्रोवर्सी. नाव आय एम नॉट सेयिंग दॅट ही इज इन्वॉल्वड इन करप्शन इन ऑल देर इज नो प्रूफ. आय डोंट टॉक अबाउट इट, बट यू हॅव नॉट बीन इफेक्टिवली एबल टू मॅनेज दीस मिनिस्ट्री. That is something blame that squarely lies upon you. One aspect of the matter. 2, breach of propriety. जर तुझे म्हणणे की कला अकॅडमीक आपूण रिस्पॉन्सिबल ना, तू क्रेडीट घेवपाक थंय कित्याक वता सदां ह्या आपणें केलां, ह्या आपणें केलां, ह्या आपणें. whenever there is a blame, first of all पयली हाचो एक गुण असो आसा, हो पयली एक कितें तरी उलयता आनी कॉन्ट्रोवर्सी क्रिएट करता, मागीर जस्टिफिकेशन दिवपाक वता आनी 3 कॉन्ट्रोवर्सी येवपाक. समबडी गोज आदी कितें प्रॉब्लम जाला जाल्यार वता सारवा करता, व्हायट पेपर दिता आनी ट्रायज टू पॅसिफाय थिंग्स. वो थंय वचून फ्युअल करून घेता. सो दॅट ऑल्सो यू आर नॉट गुड. So हो एक तुझो फ्रंट. breach of property. Now you being in the part of the government, you yourself is claiming that अमके कडेन फायल दिता आसतना ते करप्शन जाता आनी कितें कोणाक तरी पावचें पडटा हाच्या ट्रायबल मिनिस्ट्री ताचेर एलिगेशन तूं करता. देन यू आर ब्लेमिंग युअर ओन गव्हर्मेंट,
which I agree.
Now this we'll come to that. We'll come to each and everything. I have no problem. We'll discuss corruption also. There is no point. So yes. So या सगळे गुण जे आसात पळय, that is
गुण म्हणटा ते
क्वालिटी, बॅड क्वालिटीज, अवगुण म्हणटा तुका जाय. बट ह्या हाता हातून कितें जाता की गव्हर्मेंटाच्या हातून नांव पेड्ड्यार जाता की युअर ओन पर्सन इज, एंड दॅट इज समथींग विच इज डिफिकल्ट for government, and this is the correct reason why tuka devaila thaycha.
Viraj has brought up this topic, saying
so
that
therefore,
delay.
I will come to delay. See, whenever a person from a community of that nature needs to be dropped, you have to give lot of thought to it. See, because it is not.
Ultrajan was a right day.
See, I will. Okay, so 19 Junak Kelala, you are happy.
17
decision. So 17 June was right. So 17 was right day. So 17th was right day. So 17th was right day. 19th was right day.
June revolt. गोविंदाचा फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट असा की माका लिबरेट केलो म्हणून, माका लिबरेट केलो पार्टीन म्हणून, आपल्याक जाय ते करपाक, समाजाक लागून काम करपाक. 18 जून जो हा पळय इतलो टाइम घेतलो आणि 18 जून येयलो हे सेकंड रेव्होल्यूशन मनोजाचे फर्स्ट रेव्होल्यूशन असले 2022 इलेक्शन हे सेकंड रेव्होल्यूशन ट्रायबलांक पिशेर करता
I have to go for a break. Can you finish?
So therefore आता पळय आमच्या रामा बाबाक जर पंचांग वाचपाक कळटा if he says this was not a right muhurt, this was good muhurt, this was this muhurt, then that was a different matter. Rama should tell that this is the correct date, you should have removed it.
Can I?
Question is whether sacking him was a right decision or not.
Correct. Can
Babush Monserrat should have been also sacked when he have exposed the PWD minister of taking money.
Babush Monserrat
Okay,
should have been.
Let us discuss this after the break because I don't think Dotor is finished. He has to want some more to say. Yeah. So anyway, this sorry it got a little sidetracked, but it's very interesting because this shows the full political khotkote what is actually happening in Goa. And last time also when the last political discussion we had, I was just saying is that normally 2 years is a long time, is very long for any state to go into political mode, overdrive kite म्हणतात ते. But Goa, I think Goa is already gone into political, and of course it is the huge election machinery of the BJP which has fueled this, and the rest of the parties are playing catch up. I don't know if they even realize that there are elections in 27. As far as I am concerned, I don't think so. Sorry, Francis, but we will come back after a short break. Keep watching Goa 365.